Draymond Green has been very generous on this birthday for America. Draymond Green is chirping. And when Draymond chirps, we sometimes listen, especially in the month of June or July. That is very good for what we do. So thank you, Draymond, for helping us out. Now, if you didn't hear this, maybe not, Draymond Green talking about a gaggle of topics during an appearance on the fledgling Podcast P. That is apparently a podcast by Paul George. I wonder if he takes podcasts off to rest up, load management. He can't do back-to-back podcasts because he might hurt a vocal cord. Is that only basketball he can't do? I don't know. I've never heard the Paul George podcast. Have you? Probably not. Anyway, get to the point, please. So Draymond Green, who was part of the 2015-2016 Golden State team that won an NBA record, 73 games during the regular season, and also lost in the NBA Finals. And he stated, Draymond Green, that he never wants to go through this experience again. That's what he said, not my words, his words. He says, if you told me today y'all can win 73 games next year and actually close the deal and win a championship, I may say, no, I'm cool. Green announcing. Why? Well, here's why. Draymond saying, because the price to pay to actually get through that, I'm not sure it's worth it. Not sure it is worth it to try to win all of your games. Okay. That's good attitude. Green complained about being thrust into a playoff environment every game when you're trying to set a record. And he moaned about the toll that it takes. Oh, the toll. What a toll it is. And on and on and on. So let us discuss the question on this one. What do you make of Draymond Green saying that he never even wants to attempt chasing the 73-win record? Again, does not want to be part of a team that does that. So I've got Russian ballet, locomotive, and the law. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a nice punch in the schnoz is what we're going to make. So number one, Draymond Green. Good news, Draymond. You will not have to ever worry about being on a team to challenge the all-time wins record, as that ship has left the port, and it ain't coming back. But really what Draymond's doing here, Draymond is selling applesauce, eyewash on this one. I don't get the logic. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm not that bright. I do the overnight show around here. But Draymond making it seem like the chase to get the record for regular season wins is similar to a Greek tragedy. Am I wrong? I mean, that's what it sounds like. I mean, the horror. Oh, the horror of trying to win all of your games. The drama queen is singing. Singing. Now, spoiler alert, Draymond Green, we believe in truth in broadcasting. Draymond Green, the real reason he does not want to chase the wins record and said that it's too taxing is because Draymond is the reason that was a failure. Right? He was the reason that was a failure. And he cracked under the pressure. Don't bury the lead, my man. All right, we're not burying the lead. If you are old enough to remember that Golden State run when they won the 73 games and got to the playoffs and all that, Draymond Green was the saboteur for the Warriors. He turned the postseason into the Russian ballet, a classic of the ballet. Get your codpiece out, because the Nutcracker, that was Draymond Green. And I don't know that this came up in conversation on the Podcast P show. I'd have to listen for that. But anyway, the point is that Draymond Green, for those of us that did pay attention, know that Draymond is responsible for the Warriors gagging. Congratulations. He was at an A's game with Marshawn Lynch for Game 5 of that NBA Finals, if I remember correctly. Golden State was up 3-1. They were one win away from dispatching LeBron and the Cadavers in that NBA Finals of 2016. Draymond, though, was suspended for Game 5 because he used his hand to strike the junk of LeBron James in Game 4. You might remember that postseason if you're old enough to remember. He also kicked Steven Adams, who was playing for Oklahoma City. The Kiwi, Steven Adams, kicked him in the twig and berries there earlier in the postseason. So that was like his kinky fetish, Draymond. That was his taboo. Hitting guys in the male neither regions there and just going for it. And so Green, he was absent from the Warriors to the latrine, hanging out over there at the A's games back when the A's, nobody went to A's games then either, but right across the parking lot back when the Warriors played in Oakland. And then he, I remember the whole plan, right? We were doing the show here. The plan at the time was that he'd be at the A's game, the Warriors would win the championship, and then as soon as the game ended, Draymond could enter the arena and celebrate with the Warriors. Except they never won another game in that NBA Finals, and that was it. Now, page 2 here. Draymond had some other things to say. He also discussed the number 1 overall pick, Victor Wembanyama, and said Draymond Green believes that the projections that have Wembanyama as an all-star, as a rookie, are going to harm him. Quote, I think people are setting him up for failure, like, he's going to be an all-star next year. Draymond opining, and then he moaned about how hard it is to be an all-star, and on and on. So Draymond Green believes people have set Victor Wembanyama up for failure with all the rookie hype, the all-star speculation, and all of that. Do you feel bad for Wemby? Do you feel bad for Wemby? Draymond says he's being set up for failure. Now, while I have said, and I do believe that the hype is rat poison, other people have pointed that out who make more money than me. That being said, in this case, I do not agree with Draymond Green. I think he's dead wrong on this, and I'll tell you why. I disagree with Draymond because this could not be a better mitzvah for Victor Wembanyama, and here's why. Even if this guy goes out there and can't even dribble a basketball, the only dribbling he does is mucus coming out of his nose and dribbling down his face and going down his chin. If that's the only dribbling that happens for Victor Wembanyama, it doesn't matter. Because of the hype. We live in the world now, and it's been this way for a number of years, where you get paid on hype. You don't get paid on what you actually do. You get paid on what people think you're going to do in professional sports. I wish it worked like that in radio. It does not. But that's the reality of the situation. And so he's laughing all the way to the bank. He's got the rookie contract at $54 million, Wembanyama. He's going to get a $100 million shoe deal. So that's $154 million. He's going to get minimum $10 million from Fanatics on a sports memorabilia deal, probably a lot more than that. We're lowballing that, plus all of the other Fortune 500 companies that are trying to get in on the Wemby hype. So you do the arithmetic on this, and it doesn't matter whether he's a stiff or not. He is getting paid, Wemby, based on what people think he's going to do. He doesn't have to make an all-star team. He can be in the G League. He can be playing at the local YMCA down the street. Knock yourself out there at the Y and have a fine time. But you're going to get paid either way. It's all guaranteed money. He is projected to be one of the most commercially successful athletes in the history of not just North America, the world. All right, final point. So Draymond Green also, but wait, there's more. He was singing the praises of an old Lob City Clipper, Chris Paul, selling the impact of Chris Paul with Golden State, and Draymond Green said that he thinks CP3 will aid the development of Jonathan Kuminga. Green saying that Chris Paul adds another dimension to the Golden State offense. Okay. and will, quote, completely unlock Jonathan Kuminga and his growth. So that's the money quote, completely unlock. Draymond Green saying Chris Paul will completely unlock his teammate Jonathan Kuminga. Is it really that simple? No, I don't buy this either. I'm not in agreement. I'm sorry, not sorry. CP3, the only way that scenario works is where you go into some kind of time portal and you go back in time. Chris Paul is past the expiration date on dominance. He was washed up in Arizona. He will be washed up in San Francisco. I do not believe he will find the Garden of Eden in San Francisco, and I don't think Ponce de Leon will be leaving Florida to go to Northern California to help him out. He's a shell of what he had been. And Draymond is also forgetting the law. And what is the law? The law of unintended consequences, where if Chris Paul were to truly be in position to unlock Jonathan Kuminga, what would have to happen? What would have to happen, I'll tell you, it would mean that he would have to be a ball hog. He would have to control the ball, CP3, which then means the trickle-down effect is that Steph Curry is no longer controlling the basketball, which changes the entire dynamic on how the Warriors have played basketball for the better part of a decade now in Northern California. And so you'd bump Steph Curry down so Chris Paul could get a lot of the control of the offense to unlock completely Jonathan Kuminga, and that would be something that many people will be doing today, playing with firecrackers. But you're not supposed to do that, right? They always tell you, oh, don't play with the firecrackers.